It's not often that the entirety of a card changes in the blink of an eye, but this week on SmackDown, it most certainly did. I'm still trying to process everything. Everything is changing here. I'm by myself. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. We're going to get right into it. So first off, we were talking about the big attack on Raw, the SmackDown women leading the attack, trying to get some momentum heading into Survivor Series. Unfortunately, the injury sustained by Becky Lynch has now pulled her from the pay-per-view. She has a severe concussion, and her eye is just all swelled up. It looks bad. She is officially out. That was the very first thing we heard on SmackDown tonight. So she will be later in the show picking her replacement. We then had AJ Styles come out and talking about how last year he almost beat Brock Lesnar and that he's had a bunch of dream matches since then and he's beaten everybody. Paul Heyman comes out and says, hey, you know what? You're great, but you're not as good as Brock Lesnar, so it'll be great when the best Brock Lesnar goes against the second best AJ Styles. And in the midst of everything, talks about how, you know, Brock doesn't want to face people like Shinsuke Nakamura or Daniel Bryan because they're not as good. This brings Daniel Bryan out, who apparently, I don't remember hearing him say this, but he told AJ to never, not bring him up again because he was looking for a reason to punch him in the face. This might have been leading into Crown Jewel, and I just really didn't care because I didn't watch Crown Jewel. So then AJ took that as offense, like, hey, I wasn't the one that brought you up, that was Paul. So if someone comes up to me and they ask who's one of the best technical wrestlers, I can't say Daniel Bryan. Daniel starts throwing punches. There's a brawl. Shane and a bunch of referees try and pull him apart. We come back from commercial. They're fighting in Paige's office. All kinds of insanity. Both guys want to get at each other, so Shane McMahon makes the title match for the main event tonight. This is 5 days before Daniel Bryan has to be in a Survivor Series match, 5 days before AJ Styles has to face Brock Lesnar. And now, unfortunately, this is where they start to kind of open up a little bit, but they say that Daniel Bryan is officially off of Team SmackDown. So this is where we have Jeff Hardy defeat Andrade Cien Almas. Both Paige and The Miz are watching, and this is where Paige says, well, now that Daniel Bryan's off the team, you are the sole captain. So you have to decide who takes his place. And Miz is like, well, Jeff Hardy impressed me, so Jeff Hardy will be the 5th member. And then he tries to get rid of Rey Mysterio while Rey and Joe are standing there. And Rey's like, wait, what? And Paige is like, no, if you want to get rid of Rey, then you have to beat him. And that match will be next. Rey Mysterio defeats The Miz, remaining on Team SmackDown. He almost gets an RKO, but he's able to move out of the way. Miz bumps into Randy Orton. He gets the RKO instead, so Randy Orton's just fucking with everybody at this point. Then we had Becky Lynch come out. The rest of the SmackDown ladies are out there. She talked about how, she's looking to... She's upset, and she apologizes to everyone that she can't finish what she started yet. So she still plans on facing Ronda Rousey somewhere down the line. But unfortunately, she has to choose someone to take her place this Sunday at Survivor Series, and she chooses Charlotte Flair. The two of them have a very a handshake. She says, go beat Ronda, go make her tap out like I was gonna make her tap out. There's a hug. Becky leaves, and so Charlotte is officially off of Team SmackDown for the ladies' side, and now she is facing Ronda Rousey. And then it continues. We had The Bar and The Big Show defeat The New Day in 6-man tag team action. Then we found out the Usos have chosen the Colognes, the Good Brothers, and Sanity as the final members of the SmackDown Tag Team Survivor Series team. So that is official. There's a lot of people in that, and that's going to be the kickoff show. Holy crap. And then in the main event, Daniel Bryan, with a low blow behind the referee's back and an Aberdeen facebuster, defeats AJ Styles and is the new WWE Champion, and then proceeds to beat the crap out of AJ Styles. Now moving on to Mixed Match Challenge. This takes AJ Styles out of the match where him and Charlotte were supposed to face Asuka and The Miz. And so we find out during our first match, which is Monster Eclipse defeating Country Dominance, we find out that Paige has chosen a new partner for Charlotte to take AJ's place for this week. So on the Raw side, now here's where things have gotten a little weird. So now the Mixed Match Challenge winners win the 30th spot in both of their respective Royal Rumbles and a paid vacation. Very selfish, removed from your charity work last year. But also, now we have the two lowest scoring teams. That's for Raw, we have Mahalisha versus Team Pause. And then for SmackDown, we have Ravishing Rusev Day and Fabulous Truth. Both of those teams will face each other next week. And if they win, they move on. If they lose, they're out. So now it's gone from round robin to just knockout tournament, I assume. They weren't quite specific on that. But then on the SmackDown side, Charlotte ended up teaming with Jeff Hardy, and the two of them defeated Team Asuka. So for the first time in 2 seasons, Asuka and The Miz taste defeat in the Mixed Match Challenge. So next week we find out who moves on, where they go from here. It's very confusing. Mixed Match Challenge has just been riddled with all kinds of strange things. But I'm going to get into like, love, dislike. I'm going to go right to it. Dislike. No, you know what? I'm gonna say I have 2 dislikes, and my first dislike is actually gonna go into my like. Dislike is Becky Lynch can't finish what she started. They've done such a good job building this match between her and Rousey, and now she's unfortunately not able to continue doing what she wants to do. The plus side is, going into my like, is that they decided to go with Charlotte. This still builds what I assumed they were attempting to build. We're starting to build the foundation for 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen. And after the battles that Charlotte and Becky have had, it makes sense for them to have a mutual respect while not necessarily being friends. And this being for SmackDown dominance, this makes sense because Becky knows that if anyone is as good as she is, or is anywhere as close to as good as she is, it's Charlotte. So she made the right decision in choosing Charlotte to face Ronda Rousey. Now, if Charlotte loses, this kind of opens up Becky going, see, I even gave you the spotlight and you couldn't run with it. So there's still a lot that they can work with there, but it's still 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen. This is essentially what we thought was going to happen this year at WrestleMania. We even thought it was potentially going to happen next year at WrestleMania. I mean, that's still a plausible option. It's hard to tell, but I think this is the best decision. It saves everything that's happened. I hope Becky is still there on Sunday, even just watching in the back. That's all I really hope, is I want her to still be on TV. The biggest plus out of this whole situation is that they haven't stripped her of the Women's Championship, which is great. There were a lot of rumors that she was going to have to drop the title, which that would have pissed a lot of people off. It would have pissed me off. So I'm just glad that Becky is still the champion. That's the important part. Going to my love, Daniel Bryan is the WWE Champion. And it was a fantastic match between him and AJ Styles. And now Daniel Bryan's a heel? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. People were actually starting to boo him. And he beat the shit out of AJ Styles. And it was the strangest thing. Like Daniel just seemed like he was extra mad for whatever reason. And he was angry, he was aggressive. It made for a really great match. But then it was just a shock to watch him do what he did after the match was over. Even to win the match, hitting a low blow, that really struck a chord. And I was like, well, wait a second. Like, that's not really the Daniel Bryan thing to do. And then, immediately hit the running knee, and he's now, that makes him a 3-time WWE champion? Correct me if I'm wrong. 2 or 3-time. Whatever. He's the WWE champion. That's fucking crazy. And so here's my quick thought is the fact that Charlotte and Jeff Hardy won in the Mixed Match Challenge. I'm assuming, with the rumors and everything that's happening, is that AJ will potentially get a rematch. Will probably get a rematch at TLC. Yeah, I think. So we'll have Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles at TLC. AJ will lose. AJ will win Mixed Match Challenge and be the number 30 spot in the Royal Rumble. Maybe not. Anyway, AJ is going to be in the Rumble. He's going to win this year with the help of the debuting new Bullet Club members. If those rumors are in fact true, I'm thinking Young Bucks, potentially Kenny Omega, anybody who's going to be Bullet Club affiliated is going to help AJ Styles win. People are going to love that shit. And then we're going to get AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 35, which will be very cool. But my other dislike, unfortunately, is also connected to this, is that the fact that they immediately took Daniel Bryan off of Team SmackDown, I was like, well, he's going to win. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm very excited. I was very excited at the idea that, holy shit, he's gonna win the championship. But the fact that they immediately took him off, it's like, why are you taking him off the team if he's, they didn't give a reason like, oh, well, he started the fight, so he can't be on Team SmackDown. Maybe they did. If they did, please post down in the comments. Maybe I just missed that. But it just felt like, oh, well, Daniel Bryan's officially off the team, so now, Miz is the sole captain, and now he gets to choose who's on the team and all that stuff. I'm like, that's great, but you're really spoiling the main event. Like, I kind of knew that was coming. So, maybe I just made that connection with the fact that, oh, yeah, they pulled him off the team because he did something. Because as far as I know, they didn't say that. So the telegraphing of Daniel Bryan winning the championship is very disappointing. Although, with him winning the championship, they still made it surprising by having him go heel and just beat the crap out of AJ Styles. So, all in all, SmackDown was a great show. I mean, I think all but 2 matches now for Survivor Series have changed. Mostly because, a couple of them because we have, Usos picked the rest of the teams. Now Jeff Hardy is on Team SmackDown instead of Daniel Bryan. And now we still don't know who the captain is of the women's team because that was supposed to be Charlotte. So, any other member of the SmackDown roster could go on there. There's so many things that are still changing. We have, at this point, with this being uploaded, we have a couple more days before Survivor Series. I don't know what's going to happen. I was excited. I'm still excited. I'm a little confused. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm terrified that Daniel Bryan's going to get hurt at the hands of Brock Lesnar because God knows that's a possibility. But that's it for Tuesday Night Live, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you to all those people that already have done all those things. Post down in the comments what you think about Survivor Series so far. What do you think about Daniel Bryan winning the championship, turning heel? What do you think about Becky Lynch being pulled? Let us know down below. We want to have a discussion. We want to talk to you guys. So let us know down below what you thought. Be sure to click all the links down below. Follow us on various social medias. You can check out our podcast where you get this review and all of our regular views in podcast form. You can also check out Reasonable Wrestling Fans. It's our other channel. It's Reasonable with a W like wrestling. Where we have the list with Kevin Hart, Question of the Week with Thomas Wolfe, other videos loosely based around wrestling. But we also have an entire playlist of unboxing videos where we get cool shirts like this Gorillas of Destiny shirt. We got all these cool little micro brawlers. We got Braun. We got a couple of Funkos. Go check them out. Let us know what other types of videos you'd like to see over there and over here. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.